Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about what is permanency. What is my permanency rate? How do I calculate my permanency rate? Okay, so if you are a viewer who's watched a lot of my workers' comp videos, we've talked a little bit about it, but I don't think I've ever done a video specifically on permanency rate. I'm doing one because somebody asked me about it. They said, what is it? How do I figure it out? Okay, so the first thing to know is every state's workers' comp laws are different, but they share a lot of similarities. Some states are completely different and have quite different laws to Illinois. However, they're all basically somewhat similar. They're different enough that if you're hurt in another state and you want me to represent you, I will co-counsel with local counsel. So that doesn't mean I ship your case out. It means I stay involved in the case. But we have a local attorney involved who knows the local procedure and knows the little wrinkles in your state that are different from Illinois. Okay? So that's how that would work. But the first thing to know is that I'm going to tell you how it works in Illinois. It probably works similar in your state, but it may not. You know, the calculation is almost certainly different. Okay? So everything that you get in a workers' comp case, for the most part, is based on your average weekly wage. So what is your average weekly wage? Your average weekly wage, technically, under the law in Illinois, is we look at your tax records for the last 4 financial quarters, in other words, the last year, and we average the amount of money you make in an average week. Then we take that number. Now, what do we do with that number? Well, we do a couple of things with that number. One is we take that number and we either calculate it as a TTD rate, temporary total disability rate, which is 2/3 or 66 1/3%, 66 2/3%. And that is your TTD rate. That is the rate at which you get paid while you're off work with a doctor's note in a workers' comp case. But what we're talking about in this video is the rate at which they calculate your award at the end of the case. So if you watched some of my other workers' comp videos, which you can do by going to my channel, and I have them broken down into playlists for you, you'll know that you're entitled to, in Illinois workers' comp as well as most other states, you're entitled to be off work and get paid with a doctor's note. You're entitled to your medical care paid for. Yet it's usually at a rate based on a fee schedule published by your state. That's the way it works in Illinois. In other words, the doctor's offices say you can charge X amount for a visit, X amount for this kind of therapy, X amount for this surgery. That's the fee schedule. You don't really have to get involved in that. Third is a lump sum of money at the end of the case to reflect the change in your body. Okay? So that's how all that works. The permanency comes in on that lump sum of money, because the lump sum of money you get at the end of the case is called permanent, it's for permanent disability, okay? PPD stands for permanent partial disability, and that is what we're talking about, because TTD stands for temporary total disability. Temporary meaning it's while you're in medical care, total meaning you can't work, D for disability, that's your pay while you're off work. PPD is permanent partial disability, meaning you're as good as you can get, but your body is different. That's what accounts for that lump sum of money at the end. And so they use the TTD rate to calculate how much money you get on a weekly basis when you're off work with a doctor's note, and they use the permanence rate to calculate how much money you get at the end of the case. Okay, so TTD is 2/3 of your average weekly wage. And PPD is 60% of your average weekly wage. So let's say you take home $1,000, you make $1,000 a week, okay? So $1,000 a week at 60% is $600. Now, what do they do? What do they do with that $600 number to figure out what kind of lump sum you're supposed to get? So the way workers' comp works in Illinois is there's actually a service that publishes like lots and lots of settlements and awards, right? And it gives us a range based on the type of injury. And the range comes down to, look, you can break your leg, and one guy can break his leg, not need surgery, and 6 weeks later he's playing soccer in the park with his kids, right? Another guy breaks his leg, he could end up having 4 surgeries and a permanent limp, or may never be able to walk, because that's like the range of a typical injury that can occur. So what happens when we're negotiating these is I will cite to the cases and argue that your injury is on the more serious end, which is worth more weeks of work. So the way it works is a body part is worth so many weeks of work, and then it's determined what percentage of loss of use you have. In other words, let's say if a body part is worth 100 weeks, and we're arguing that you've lost 50% of use, that's going to be 50 weeks, right? And then you calculate 50 weeks times that PPD rate, that permanence rate. And that's how we get the lump sum. Now, I obviously go high, and the insurance company lawyer or the insurance adjuster goes low, and we meet in the middle. And if we do a pretrial over at the commission, the judge tries to get us to meet in the middle. Really what happens is that, the judge lets me have my say, the other side have their say. The judge might ask some questions, and then the judge will say, the arbitrator, I call them judges, they're basically judges, they come up with a number. And what I tell people is usually unless a judge hasn't been given all the information, or you think the judge is missing something, usually the judge that you do the pretrial in front of in comp is the judge who's going to decide your case at trial. So if a judge tells you your case is worth 100 weeks at blah 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 rate, and you don't agree, it's that same judge who's going to be deciding your case after you put in your evidence. So you better be confident that there's something else going on that you can make money on. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that is all I can think to tell you about permanence. But I hope that answers your question. And that's really all I got to say. But I will say this: if you or anyone you know has been injured at work or in a car crash, dog bite, bar fight, nursing home abuse, medical malpractice, any kind of injury caused by someone else or partially caused by someone else or at work, I'm your guy. So give me a call. Most of my cases are in Illinois. I do represent people all over the country. So if you need a lawyer, you need advice, please give me a call. Free consultation. Doesn't cost anything, no obligation. And you can call me anytime, night or day, at 312-500-4500. That's 312-500-4500. Love to hear from you. And I would appreciate a referral if you know somebody who needs help. What else? Well, sometimes you don't want to talk to a lawyer. Sometimes you're not ready, or sometimes you have curiosity about your situation and you're not quite ready to talk to a lawyer, but I've got you covered on that base too. I made 2 really cool tools on my website that are free to use for you. One is called the Good Case Calculator. Tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The other one is called the Case Cash Calculator. Tells you what your case might be worth. Both of these calculators are completely free to use. Best part, it literally takes you 10 or 15 seconds. It's like 7 multiple choice questions or something like that. and then you get customized answers about your case and your situation, all no obligation and completely free. You can share it with others. You can use it as many times as you want. It's literally no obligation. I'll leave the link in the description to those two tools that I've created for you. What else? They're really useful, and I'm getting a ton of people calling me and emailing me saying, hey, thanks for the tool. I appreciated it. You know, all that good stuff. So people enjoy them, so I'm glad I built them. What else? Oh, if you enjoy my videos, please like this video and subscribe. The more people who like my videos and subscribe, the broader reach YouTube gives the videos. So basically the way YouTube works is they check to see how popular a video is, and then if it seems like it's popular and it seems like a lot of people are liking it, they show it to even more people. And my goal with these is twofold. One is to educate injured people so they don't fall into dirty insurance company traps. And the other reason is, obviously, I'm an injury lawyer, and that's how I make a living. So the more eyeballs, the more likely somebody with an injury case who wants representation will find me. And so, you know, that's why I ask for that stuff. Finally, if you would not mind helping me out, very competitive market in Chicago for personal injury, and people really rely on Google reviews when they're deciding who to call. Okay, so if you would not mind giving me a 5-star review on Google, anything less than 5 stars doesn't really help me, it just brings my average down. If you enjoy my videos, or you've gotten a consultation, or any of my information has helped you and you wouldn't mind doing it, it literally takes you about 5 or 10 seconds. But it would really help me out. I'll leave a link in the description. You just go to that web address on your phone, tablet, or PC. It takes you right to the page. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3 And big favor for me, nice thing for you to do, and I really appreciate it. So I will stop talking and wrap it up now, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate you guys watching, and I really appreciate how the channel has grown. I think there's a lot of people out there with questions, and there's just like getting a lawyer on the phone is like pulling teeth. It's not an easy thing to do. So anyway, long and short of it, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hope you and the fam are healthy and happy, and I hope none of you guys ever get into an accident, but if you do, you know who to call, I hope. Anyway, anything I can help with, give me a call, 312-500-4500. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.